Welcome to The Explainer. So, in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, the first 5 steps are all about building this powerful, burning desire in your mind. But today, we're hitting step 6, organized planning. This is it. This is the moment where all that thinking finally turns into doing. It's how you build a real, solid bridge from your imagination to your bank account. So let's dive in.
You ever wonder about this? Why do so many amazing ideas, so many deeply held ambitions, just kind of fizzle out and become wishes? It's a question a lot of us have. There's this huge gap, right, between wanting something and actually having a roadmap to get it. Well, organized planning is all about closing that gap, step by step. And according to Hill, who studied thousands of people, this right here is the #1 reason for failure. It's not a lack of passion, it's not a lack of talent, it's the failure to sit down and create a definite, practical, and sound plan. A burning desire is the fuel, absolutely. But a great plan, that's the engine that actually gets you moving down the road.
Okay, so let's get into what organized planning really is. The best way to think about it is like a blueprint for your biggest goal. It's that concrete series of steps that takes the energy of your desire, which is, invisible, and methodically transforms it into its real-world financial equivalent.
The key word that Hill uses here is crystallization. I love that. Because this isn't just about daydreaming or scribbling a few notes on a napkin. It's a real process of taking a fuzzy wish and giving it a solid, unshakable structure. You're basically building a machine, piece by piece, and that machine has only one job: to make your goal a reality.
And wow, this quote really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? Your plan isn't just a guideline, it's a ceiling. The quality and the soundness of your plan literally limits how big your success can be. You just can't build a skyscraper on a flimsy foundation. A massive ambition demands an equally massive plan.
But here's the kicker, and this is so important. You're not supposed to do this alone. In fact, Hill is super clear on this. No single person has enough experience, knowledge, and sheer ability to create a truly perfect plan all by themselves. You've got to tap into the power of other people's minds.
And this brings us to the famous mastermind principle. Now, this isn't just a weekly brainstorming meeting. Hill believed that when you get 2 or more minds working together in perfect harmony, something incredible happens. A third invisible mind is created, this mastermind, and it's a force that lets the group tap into ideas and power that no single member could ever access on their own.
And this isn't just some vague concept. He gives you the exact steps. First, team up with people who have the skills you don't. Second, figure out how you're going to benefit them. It has to be a win-win. Third, you got to meet regularly, at least twice a week, to keep the momentum going. And number 4, and this is the most critical part, you have to maintain perfect harmony. Hill warns that any fighting or negativity just shatters the mastermind and makes the whole thing useless.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing. You build your plan, you assemble your mastermind, but what happens when it just doesn't work? Because let's be real, that happens. And Hill has a very specific and, I think, very powerful way of looking at this. You have to hear this. Hill basically says your first plan is supposed to fail. It's almost guaranteed to have flaws. This is not a sign from the universe to give up. It is not failure. It's just feedback telling you that the plan isn't right yet.
And he makes this incredibly sharp distinction. On one hand, you have temporary defeat. That's just an event. It's data. It's a signal telling you, hey, time to go back to the drawing board and build a better plan. But permanent failure? That's something else entirely. That's an internal choice. That's you deciding to stop trying.
I mean, that says it all, right? The real battle is always in your own head. Defeat only becomes permanent when you accept it as the end of the story. As long as you're willing to get back up and design a new plan, you haven't lost. So, the secret weapon against temporary defeat is persistence. But, and this is key, it's not about stubbornly sticking to a plan that's clearly broken. It's the persistence to create new plans. The second one fails, you learn from it, and you immediately start building another one, and another one. So what does this look like when it's done perfectly? The book gives an absolutely stunning example. So what does this kind of next-level planning actually look like in practice? Well, Hill shares this amazing case study about how a really well-thought-out plan for basically marketing yourself can get you absolutely incredible results. So the story goes like this. There's a young man, fresh out of college, struggling to find a decent job. So his mother steps in. And she doesn't just, help him with his resume. She creates a full-blown master plan to land him a very specific, very high-level position he wanted. Get this. This thing wasn't an application. It was a 50-page business proposal about her son. Look at what was in it. It laid out all his skills, sure, but it also defined the exact job he was going for. It had deep research on the company and, get this, on their competitors. But the absolute genius move was this last part. It included more than half a dozen concrete, valuable suggestions for how that company could improve. He wasn't walking in asking for a job. He was walking in already proving he was an asset. And the result of this unbelievable plan? He nailed it. He got the exact job he wanted in his very first interview at a salary that he named. And he didn't start in the mailroom. He started as a junior executive. That's the raw power of a superior plan. But wait, this is the part that will blow your mind. Hill estimates that this one single organized plan shaved off a full 10 years from his career path. He just skipped a decade of climbing the ladder and paying his dues. A great plan doesn't just move you forward, it literally compresses time. And this really is the final lesson. Planning isn't just for job hunting, it's the very core of leadership. If you're just moving by guesswork without a definite, practical plan, you're like a ship without a rudder. You might drift for a while, but sooner or later you are going to crash on the rocks. So as we wrap this up, just hold on to Hill's main message here. Your achievement can be no greater than your plans are sound. A vague wish is going to get you a vague result, but a definite, persistent plan, one built with a powerful mastermind, that's the machine that turns what you want into what you have. So the only question left for you is, what's your plan?